outside doors.
Well, it's been a while, guys. Struck out deer hunting for the most part. Now I'm kind of switching my focus to doing a little trapping out here at the property. We got plenty of stuff to trap. I even got some video of some otters crossing the field when I was deer hunting. Mostly going after raccoons, maybe set a couple coyote sets, and then maybe do 2 or 3 conibears for those otters. They're definitely in our lake. It's full of mussel shells on the banks and stuff, so they're definitely out eating. I was gonna do a quick little overview of some of my gear that I use. I'm pretty much a novice. I still hardly know what I'm doing, but it's just fun to get out. So here's the stuff that I use. First, I just have like 7 dog-proof traps right here. They're really user-friendly, especially for an idiot like me who barely knows what he's doing. I usually bait them with some marshmallows and just some cat food. Raccoons love both of those things. I always wear rubberized gloves when I'm handling my traps to keep the human odor off. Here's one of my coyote traps. It's a number 2, which is smaller than what most guys use. And I got these 18-inch stakes that I put in at opposing angles, my sifter, and then a shovel, and I throw all that in my homemade trapper bucket right there. It's pretty rough, but it gets the job done. I got the conibears hanging on the wall over there, so I got a pretty good idea of where I want to put everything out, just based on what I've seen deer hunting and then our trail cameras. So I'm gonna take you guys along and show you how to do some basic setups for some traps. Okay, my first set was a pretty easy choice. We dump our deer leftovers down in this ditch behind me, and it's clear this area is just trampled. I'm sure there's coyotes here. I'm not going to set a foothold trap because the neighbors' dogs, they wander over here sometimes too, and I'd hate for that to happen. I am going to do, I think, 2 dog-proof sets out here for coons, because I'm sure they're visiting this area as well. So I'll just do those real quick and show you how it's done. I'm just going to start by kind of scattering some cat food on the area, just a little extra attraction to kind of draw them in to where I want them, which is at the traps. Then put just a little bit, a couple pieces in the bottom. And then you can use your leg like this and just press down. And I stick something inside so it doesn't snap on me when I'm getting it set. Set your pin there. Oops, went off on me. I have to try again. And you don't want it to be set too heavy, or else it won't go off, obviously. Then you stick that in the ground, kind of close to a tree. I'm gonna use this wire and wrap around the tree. I found that's better than using a stake for everyone, because they're always attached, and it works just the same. And then I will put a marshmallow. I'll break it in 2. I'll throw one down in there, and then I'll kind of set one on the top just to draw them in. See here, we got some scraps from a deer my dad shot. So, I mean, there's going to be scavengers and predators in the area. My trap is just off to the side over there. I'm going to put one more. I don't know how well it shows up on video, but I mean, there's clearly a path on the top of this dam here, and I'm sure it's used by all sorts of game. So I'm gonna pick a tree just off of it, and hopefully something crossing downwind will smell it and check it out. Real quick, the tree I'm using is, I mean, just a bit bigger around than my thumb, but if you think about it, if I can't pull it out of the ground, a 20-pound raccoon's not going to be able to. So you don't need to find giant trees like that or anything. Okay, now I'm in the woods more. I'm going to try to find some den trees, and if I do find one, I'll show you what that looks like. And I'm going to set not too far off from one of those and hope that it's an active den tree. But yeah, if I find one, I'll point it out and kind of show what to look for. If not, I'll just probably set some more on some obvious game trails. Okay, here's what we're looking for. I think it might be a den tree. It's clearly hollow. You can tell when you hit on it. And then if you look, see if I can zoom in on this. There's a hole up there, a couple holes actually, and they don't look like much from down here, but they're definitely big enough to fit a raccoon. And there's another dead tree, hollow tree, right there. That looks promising. So I'm gonna set up probably on that cedar tree right between the two of them, and hope that they're still active. I don't see any like recent gnawing or anything, but this is the best one I could find. We'll see if it pans out. Trapping is definitely like a dying art form, if you will. Less and less people do it. And I got into it a couple years ago because it gives me an excuse to get out in the woods when normally I probably wouldn't be this time of year too much. It kind of helps me learn the land better and learn how animals use it and how they move. Because you really do have to study what you're going after and how they move through the woods and how they use their senses to navigate. And people will say, you know, it's cruel, but really, in my opinion, it's no crueler than how most animals die in the wild anyway. Most animals are either, you know, so they either starve to death, they're eaten alive by something else, they get a disease that kills them slowly, the elements kill them, or, you know, we hit them with our cars. So as long as you follow regulations and you dispatch the animal quickly, I really don't see it being any worse than Mother Nature taking them out the way she does it. So, but again, it's just a great excuse to get outside and enjoy Mother Nature. Okay, here's gonna be my last setup. We have a food plot right here, and we have a stand over on that wood line. And I've seen many raccoons traveling through this area. And on top of it, it doesn't look like it at first, but up here, you have a clear den opening, and it's much larger than anything a squirrel would make. So I'm gonna put my last 2 traps here. I'll have 4 different sites with 7 traps for raccoons at least. So I'm gonna get them set up on the edge of this field, probably within 10 yards of this den tree here. So coyote trapping is much more complicated than raccoons or even beavers or anything like that. So I'm not really gonna talk about it because I don't know what I'm doing for the most part. And if I did, people would probably just laugh at me. So I just did like a quick montage of me getting it set up. Basically, I picked the convergence of 2 well-known trails. Hopefully the coyotes will pass downwind of the lure and the deer bone that I set out. I'll just show you what it looks like. Again, I don't know what I'm doing. If you want to learn how to set it up real good, Tyler might show you a video on that. He knows what he's doing better than me. If not, basically, here's what I got. My trap is in the center of there, and I put the sticks there to kind of encourage the coyote to set his foot there, and the bait is in the back, and I got a hole with some scent in it as well. Again, look up some other videos if you want to learn how to do it step by step, because I'd probably just make a mess of it. Well, it's the next day and I'm out checking the traps. I'm by the lake again. I'm on that one that I set up on that travel corridor. And unfortunately, it looks like I had one. You can see the blood on it. But I think it used some kind of leverage with the tree somehow and it got itself out. Or maybe it was just a partial catch. So that can happen. Bummer. Hope it lived for me to catch another day. Looks like I got my first catch of the season here. I'm near what I thought were some den trees where I set up yesterday. I'll show you what we... Man, it's a little possum. He's got a pretty coat on him. Murph, stay there. Hey, stay. We'll go ahead and take care of him and see what he looks like. Alrighty, we got ourselves a nice little possum. First catch of the year. Not ideally what you want to catch, but you know, he'll be good practice for skinning and not super big, but it's one less predator out there trying to eat turkey eggs and all that good stuff. So, okay, I'm at my coyotes at my foothold. I've never actually caught anything in a foothold, so it's cool. It's a possum again, but it's cool that it worked to catch something. If it went off on a possum, it would have went off on a coyote, who weighs obviously much more. So. Okay, here's the total for the day. 2 for 10 on my traps with the one that got away. None of my conibears went off. One was on the foothold and one was on a dog proof. Obviously not what I was going for, but I'll take it for my first trapping venture of the year. And I'm sure we'll get out many more days. Pretty. What's up, guys? It's December 20th. And Christmas is coming early for me. I put out my traps again. I think I got like only 9 traps out, but going to check them is just as good as waking up on Christmas morning, because you never know what you're gonna get. I'm at my first trap and I already got luck here. Another possum. It'll be my 3rd possum of the year. Not what I'm hoping for, but hey, I'll take another turkey eater out of the woods. And guys, it's very important, you know, with the pandemic going around, when you're checking your traps, gotta wear a mask, because you'd hate to infect, you know, whatever you're going after. So I'd hate for this possum to catch coronavirus. I mean, that'd just be really terrible. So safety first. Okay, spot number 3 by the lake, and would you look at the size of this coon here? I mean, he's probably 30 pounds, and I'm just tickled as can be. We'll get him taken care of. He'll skin up real nice. I mean, he is giant. Look at the size of this bad boy. I can't hardly lift him. He's giant. Nice coat too. Stinky. Guys, I'm gonna need a bigger bucket. Possum number 4. I have become quite the possum hunter just by chance. Maybe I need to stop using cat food as bait. Well, I'll take them. Okay, here's one of my dirt hole sets. And that deer was like 2 inches from setting off my trap. I'm sure he didn't even realize where he was walking. But I was 0 for 2 on the dirt holes and 3 for 7 on the footholds. I'll take it. Okay, here's a closer look at today's catch. It was 3 for 9 in all. Again, that raccoon is just gigantic if you look at him compared to the possums. So I'm definitely happy with that. I'd like to be catching more raccoons than possums, but that's how it goes sometimes.
Blue line book saddle,